newspapers this morning. It's going to be conducted by Tundu, our own Doyen here of the newspapers.
Here we go again, guys. Start with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record, according to Mr. Emmanuel Ofeni. And the headlines are as follows. Buhari makes U-turn, ignores House's summons on constitutional grounds. AGF, lawmakers lack powers to invite president. Omo-Agege backs Malami as minority caucus. Lawyers disagree. We are yet to be informed of the president's change of mind, say legislators. And also on this day, states eye capital market for funds to develop infrastructure. Edo to raise 25 billion naira bond. NCC suspends sale, registration of new SIM cards. Campbell, Mason to grace Arise Fashion Week starting today. And on the back page of this day, we have this excellent article by Olusegun Adeniyi, or Tom and the Wife Beater. It's extremely important to highlight this article, especially a paragraph, which I will read. Also speaking with reporters, Ambo, this is the husband who was accused of battery, said he had apologized to his wife over the assault with a promise to mend his ways. And there's a quote directly from him. I have to highlight this because of this really disturbing post that's been forwarded all over the place saying that the wife lied on her husband and painted her bruises with lipstick, that he is a paragon of patience and virtue and she is some kind of shrieking harridan. Here we have this day reporting that he confessed and apologized. And this article goes on by Mr. Adeniyi, goes on to describe the reconciliation by the governor as deplorable. Gentlemen, you will recall that we were shocked by the approach that the governor took to it. And I do wonder if that was his daughter who turned up with bruises on her face, and she still had those bruises when they did that press conference, if he would send her back to a man who beat her so savagely. I doubt that he would. Although I can't say for sure, because there are many parents in Nigeria who do send their children back to their abusers, because as Mr. Adeniyi highlights, I'm well aware that the fear of being ostracized and general lack of sympathy for divorced women have contributed immensely to the growth of domestic violence in Nigerian homes. That is a fact right there. He goes on to ask a plethora of rhetorical questions, which I think should be answered, but we do need to move on at this time. I suggest that everybody reads this article. It's very important. There's a lot of ignorance about domestic violence and the psychology thereof. Now to the Daily Trust. It's been 2,423 days since the Chibok schoolgirls were abducted. Daily Trust, thank you for that daily reminder. Insecurity. Why Buhari shunned National Assembly? They have no power to summon CNC Malami. Safety of Nigerians not important to them. Deputy Reps Minority Leader. AGF's interpretation of Constitution. Political lawyers. He speaks our mind. Presidency. Boko Haram. 41 eminent Nigerians asked Buhari to sack service chiefs. Ghana elections, Nana Akufo-Addo re-elected as president. INEC arraigns professor for declaring false election results in Akwa Ibom. FG suspends sale activation of SIM cards after Daily Trust's report. And we have on the cover of Daily Trust, some women embark on a walk to commemorate 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in Calabar yesterday. Vanguard. Insecurity. Why Buhari can't honor reps summons. AGF Malami. Says NAS lacks constitutional powers to summon president. No formal communication on the issue. House spokesman. Malami speaking APC's mind. Reps minority leader. We're not part of Buhari's summon to NAS. Senators disowning a valid summons there. President shouldn't come, says invitation. But either way, semantics. Can we just be a bit humble? It doesn't matter whether it's an invitation or summons, whatever it is. President shouldn't come, says Omo-Agege. Sands back Malami, says NAS can't summon president. Buhari faults foreign media reports on hashtag #EndSARS. Also in the Vanguard, FG unfolds 7-point agenda to tackle Apapa gridlock as maritime workers shelve planned strike. Insecurity. Federal government orders audit of SIM registration. National Assembly will pass Electoral Act Amendment Bill Q1 2021, Lawan. Nigeria's oil earning rebounds as prices stabilize as $48. Daily Sun, the same headline. I think this is just the front page news across the board. War over National Assembly summons to Buhari. We go to The Nation, where it's the same thing. Senators Malami oppose Buhari's invitation by reps. New Telegraph, Buhari makes U-turn, cancels appearance before reps. Daily Independent, keeping with the trend. National Assembly to adopt, bucking the trend. National Assembly to adopt electronic voting transmission of results. Make smart card reader compulsory in future polls. And The Guardian, kept with the trend. Constitutional crisis looms as Buhari shuns NAS invitation. The Punch, Sands, others hit Malami as AGF declares Buhari's invitation illegal.
Okay, I mean, very interesting stories out there. We've already talked at length about the president's decision or non-decision to appear before the House of Representatives this morning. Well, you know, when we discussed it earlier, we were optimistic that maybe something will happen. But what we've been told by the spokesperson of the House is that, one, they've not received any notification that the president will not come. But at the same time, you know, the president's movement is usually planned. And if he was going to go to the House of Representatives, presidential movement is not something that the president will just stand up and say, I'm going to so-so-so place. So with Femi Adesina saying the AGF has already put the matter to rest, so I don't think there's any hope that it will go today.
No.
But
Don't be like that to us, Dr.
We can continue to say...
Don't do that to us. Don't do that to Tunu and I, please.
No, but I mean, this is the reality.
My president will come.
Well, what we can do is to continue to stay with the point that, look, the president has a moral obligation. If today is not possible, maybe next week, because you recall that when the issue came up at the meeting of, you know, the governors and APC chieftains with the president, the Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, was quoted as having said, in response to a Southwest governor who was against the idea of the president going there, that, you know, the matter should be left to the discretion of the president. And the president should exercise that discretion, because this is another occasion whereby Nigerians want to hear from him. So national security is often used as some kind of buggy, you know, to cover up certain things. When the media, you know, comes up with certain reports, you are accused of being unpatriotic because your report is not in the interest of national security. This security we're talking about is the security of all of us.
All of our business.
You know, all of us are involved in it. It's not something that should be reserved only for one individual because he occupies a position. And in any case, I mean, perhaps there are persons in the legislature, in the National Assembly, who also have ideas and who would like to make suggestions to the president. So we hope that maybe another date will be chosen next week or whenever it is convenient for the president, as soon as possible, that he will take up that invitation. As we said, yeah, it's not enough to just hide under legalism. It's a resolution. A resolution does not have the force of you know, compliance, strict enforcement. Well, you may say that, but the president as leader and as father of the nation has an obligation to talk to his people.
And a man has to keep his word, period.
Yes, that's a moral obligation.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm hoping against hope. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
by the end of today, right?
Maybe he might just change his mind. You know, we like
refuse to believe he's going to renege.
Fire brigade approach in the country. Maybe
that
last
would be
minute.
So
you never
embarrassing.
know. Dr. Abati, I believe in my president.
If he was going to address the House of Reps, by now we should know.
Okay.
Yeah.